Thank you, Madam Chair, Honourable Ministers, plural, Hamilton and Minister Phipps. I'm really happy to be here in St. Kitts and Nevis again to promote the 63rd CARPHA Annual Health Research Conference. I first came here in 1987, I was just thinking, so some of you weren't born yet, right? It's the longest running health conference in Latin America and the Caribbean, of which we can take some pride. And I'm happy that CARPHA, as a regional public health agency, is responsible for this function and is, with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, jointly hosting the 63rd annual conference. This year's theme is focused on sustainable health systems for economic growth and development and wealth, and aims to highlight the research that contributes to this in health financing, in governance, in service delivery, in health for human resources for health, and the information systems that we need, and medical products, medicines, and technologies. The conference is the principal forum in the Caribbean for sharing new research findings in health and promoting evidence-based policies and practices. There will be about 300 participants on island, and we hope up to 10 times as many participating virtually who will benefit. There will be 67 oral presentations, 52 posters, and what are called concurrent sessions, 16 concurrent sessions. 3 days of science and a good, rich feast of knowledge. I hope beyond the health professionals also that because of the focus on the economic aspects, this will be appealing to agriculture, to on the security side with all the violence and injury problems we're having in the region, the environmental folks and finance folks, because of the economic impact of some of the health problems we're talking about. This gathering over the years has produced many regional and international collaborations that benefit the region, and one of the places where international researchers come to the region annually and mingle with regional and national researchers for partnerships. For young researchers, it performs an important function to train and develop them in the ethical conduct of research. I recall myself, I wouldn't tell you how many years ago, presenting at this conference. It was on HIV in women who were using cocaine, and another paper was on pesticides in banana workers in St. Lucia. So I was a little anxious at the time, because you're going to get quizzed after you present. You have to defend your position, how you came with the evidence, what your conclusions are. And sometimes the conclusions over the years have been very important for governments to raise attention to new problems, to make policy or to inform policy in responding to particular health problems. It's not all hard work, and there's a lot of networking opportunities with researchers in the region and in your own country and internationally. There's an awards banquet which will honor two accomplished Caribbean health researchers, Professor Brendan Bain and Professor Carl Theodore. And they will be especially honored. During that week, there are other things going on, such as the meeting of the CARICOM chief medical officers, and their participation in the conference allows them to more easily identify policy relevant matters that they can take back home to their own countries. And over the years, as I said, it's varied. It's been many years ago a lot of infectious disease topics. These days, a lot more chronic disease topics. In fact, this year's conference is several sessions devoted to non-communicable diseases, diabetes, obesity, the costs, cancer. There's a lot of sessions on cancer that is becoming more and more the problem that we face in this region. Still, some papers on the threats we face from emerging infectious diseases and new threats, violence and injuries in many parts of our region need to be researched more, and the evidence used for prevention. This has a lot of benefits to evidence-based decision-making in the country and supporting networking and best practices dissemination. Overall, it's a tremendous opportunity for the health system in the country that's doing the conference to get a boost and additional training and exposure. I mentioned there are other events that week. There are tours, so it's not all hard work. The CARPHA Technical Advisory Committee will meet earlier that week There's an expert panel with a lot of international experts on climate and health that will be meeting here. And there's a policy dialogue on that issue of climate and health. So help us spread the word, tell everyone. Make sure nobody does not know. Make sure everybody knows about the opportunity of the conference to come and benefit. Thank you.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.